Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. So today I wanted to sit down and talk to you guys about all of the new makeup releases, specifically eyeshadow palettes, because there are a ton of new eyeshadow palettes either recently released or coming out very soon. And then there are other products like fall lip products, brow products, mascara, full collections, just all kinds of things to talk about in today's video. There are so many products, I feel like I'm going to have to narrow it down so this video isn't forever long, but I will link everything that I talk about in the description box below. I think the majority of these products are already out because I haven't filmed a video like this in a few weeks, so I'll link everything below. But if there's anything you guys want me to review on my channel, just let me know, and I can definitely do that. But there are a few products that I am planning on picking up, and then a bunch that I'll probably end up skipping over too. All right, let's start with this one. So Natasha Denona released a new mini palette. This is the Xenon palette. It's available now for $25. You can find it on the Natasha Denona website, but it's also available at Sephora as well. I really like this one. It's a small 5-pan smoky toned eyeshadow palette. I feel like this would definitely come in handy for those days when you want to do like a dramatic smoky eye, just to have like those shadows on hand, especially in a formula that's just so good. ColourPop released a 9-pan palette like this a few years ago, and I always meant to pick it up, but I never got around to it. I feel like it was out of stock for a little while because there were a few times that I thought about grabbing it. I don't have it in my collection. I just don't know that I wear smoky eyes as much as I would like to. I feel like when you do a really dark, dramatic smoky eye, you have to commit. I don't know about you guys, but I'm a little bit intimidated by black eyeshadow. I'll do like dark brown smoky eyes, purple smoky eyes, but there's something about black eyeshadow that always intimidates me, and I feel like it just takes a lot of time. So I would love to wear them more than I do. These days, I'm a little bit lazy with my eyeshadow. Today, this isn't the one that I'm wearing, but I'm wearing one of the Catrice 5 in a box palettes. These are so good. I'm planning on talking about them in an upcoming drugstore roundup video, but $25 is not a bad price point for her mini palettes. They really are some of my favorites. I have the Mini Retro and the Mini Nude. I wonder if ColourPop still makes that 9-pan palette. Let me check. They do still have it, and it's in stock. It's called the Blowin Smoke Palette. It's $14. So if you prefer ColourPop's formula, or you want a smoky toned palette and you want to save a little bit of money, or you want additional shades, I'll link that one in the description box below as well. They're both really pretty. I guess I just don't need the Natasha Denona palette. I've made it this long without having like a complete smoky toned palette. I've never purchased the ColourPop one. I just don't think I wear like those dark, dramatic smoky eyes very often. But if you guys purchase this, I would love to hear your thoughts on whether or not you think the quality is as good as other Natasha Denona palettes. She did release a couple of other products as part of this collection. The entire collection is called Smoke and Vision. So there are also some gel eyeliners, pencil liners, and then her new liquid liner too, in case you need a good liner to go along with that palette. I shared this palette on my Instagram stories and asked you guys what you thought about it, and I was kind of surprised by the poll results. I feel like they were pretty split right down the middle, but based on other comments that I had seen on Instagram, I was thinking most people wouldn't be interested in this palette, but a lot of you guys messaged me and said that you are curious to see what it's going to be like. So this is the new Urban Decay Naked Cyber Palette. It's coming soon. It says that it will be available in September for $49. I was thinking maybe it was a holiday release. There's only one promo photo so far, so I'm curious to see actual swatches, but based on the photo, it does look like there are only maybe 2 or 3 matte shadows and then a bunch of shimmers. It seems like some of the shimmers are duochromes, which is really interesting to see in a Naked palette. I know that people either love the Naked line or they hate the Naked line, and a lot of people get really annoyed at the fact that a lot of the Naked palettes aren't neutral these days, but I feel like I just overlook that fact and I just kind of take it for what it is because I do tend to like the Naked palette formula, which always surprises me. Some of the recent Naked palette releases have been my favorite. Naked Honey, Naked Wild West, and Naked Ultraviolet are staple palettes in my collection. I love using them. They're just very blendable, very easy to work with. So honestly, it might not be a popular opinion, but whenever Urban Decay does release a Naked palette, I'm always just a little bit curious at least. And I know the Naked palettes sell really well. Kelly Gooch did a really interesting video not too long ago where she talked about eyeshadow palettes that aren't necessarily as popular in the beauty community but are still bestsellers. And I think those of us who film YouTube videos or watch a lot of YouTube videos tend to forget that a lot of people just prefer neutral palettes for day-to-day wear. I know that like my mom and my sisters and a lot of people in my life who love makeup, they rarely, if ever, wear colorful eyeshadow. So that's one reason why the Naked palettes tend to tend to appeal to them. So anyway, I'm definitely curious to see some swatches because the shimmers look nice. I'm intrigued for sure. I tend to like the Naked palette formula, and I love a shimmer eyeshadow. If a palette didn't have any mattes, I'd totally be okay with it because I love shimmers. So it will be nice to see how these perform, what they look like. I think I'll probably pick it up and try it out just out of pure curiosity. So let's stick with the topic of eyeshadow palettes. Huda Beauty is releasing 4 new 9-pan palettes. These are actually already available. This is called the Wild Collection, and it's available now at Sephora. So these palettes retail for $29 each. Each palette has mattes, metallics, and then a multi-reflective 3D embossed print. Usually I really like Huda Beauty palettes. They tend to appeal to me and pull me in. I actually only have, well, I have 2 in my collection. I have like a mini pastel one, and then I also have Mercury Retrograde, which is one of my favorites. And I still think about purchasing her, was it her holiday palette last year that had like those reds and cranberries and golden shades in it? I might still end up grabbing that one, especially when the Sephora VIB sale rolls around. Anyway, I don't know. This collection as a whole doesn't appeal to me a whole lot. I feel like I tend to prefer either a fully neutral palette or a fully colorful palette, and these are kind of mixed. Well, maybe not. 2 of them are a little bit more colorful. There's a pink toned one, more of a green toned one, and then 2 are a little bit more neutral. I don't know. I don't think there's a specific reason why they don't appeal to me. I just feel like I try not to force it these days because there are so many eyeshadow palettes, you know, coming out every single week, and I do have quite a few palettes in my collection. I haven't been purchasing as many palettes these days as I used to, so if it doesn't jump out at me for whatever reason, I just tend to skip over it. So I won't be buying these. I just feel like the color stories, for whatever reason, aren't calling my name, and if I do purchase another palette from Huda Beauty, it's going to be that really pretty one. I think it was, let me just Google it. I think it was a holiday release last year. The Naughty Nude palette. I think that one is so pretty. It had that one weird eyeshadow in it that had like an interesting texture, but there were a lot of pretty colors. So I think that will be my next purchase from the brand just because I still think about that one. Okay, you guys, ColourPop released a ton of new products since I filmed one of these videos. I'll kind of touch on maybe the main releases. I don't know that I'll talk about everything because there is a lot, but if you're not interested in hearing about ColourPop, just check the description box below. I'm trying to put timestamps in all of my videos. That way you can skip ahead to the next release. So glancing through everything, I think my favorite release so far, the one that I plan on trying, is this new Nude eyeshadow quad collection. It consists of 6 new all matte neutral quads. I've been loving their quads so much this year. They've done a couple of different collections. They just recently did like that ice cream collection, and then they had the initial launch, but this one comes with just matte shadows. I know I just said earlier that I'm really into shimmer shadows, and I am, but the matte shadows in these quads are so good. They're very blendable, very buttery and smooth. So when I'm in a hurry or I'm just feeling lazy with my eyeshadow, which is a lot these days, these quads are so perfect because the matte shadows blend out in seconds and they're so easy to work with. If you're someone who has a hard time with eyeshadow in general, I was going to say matte shadow, but eyeshadow in general, or you just like a quick and easy look, or you want low maintenance eyeshadow, these quads are perfect. Well, maybe not these specifically because I haven't tried the all matte quads, but the mattes and the shimmers, they're just really nice. So I was excited to see this release. I know it might be boring for some people, but I also feel like it could be a staple. I do plan on trying a couple of these, not all of these. I'll probably look a little bit more closely at them and decide which one I would wear on like an everyday basis, but I do feel like it would be nice to have. They're very easy to work with, and they are available now on the ColourPop website for $9 each. Apparently they're launching more of these quads, and these are going to be available tomorrow, August 19th, which is actually the day this video is going live. I'm just filming it the day before. They did astrology themed eyeshadow quads. So again, I do like this formula. I think this is a fun collection. There's a full picture, I'll put it on the screen, of like all of the quads, and there are some really beautiful color stories. Honestly, I thought we were kind of past the astrology launches. I feel like they were really big a few years ago, and I know every brand was doing them, and I think ColourPop did a couple. They did like an astrology themed palette with Kathleen Lights. They also did, I think they did like a couple of astrology themed lippy sticks and a few other things. So I'm kind of surprised to see it, but I feel like maybe there's always a market for this. I feel like people are really into their zodiac sign, so that would definitely appeal to people. My sign is Taurus, and I think the Taurus palette is kind of fun. I love the neutrals and the greens. I don't know if I'll be buying any of these specifically. Again, I'll have to take a closer look at them and see if there's one that really jumps out at me, but I do love this formula. So these are launching or they'll be available by the time this video goes live. By the way, I do have an affiliate code with ColourPop. If you guys want to use it, it's just my name, Andrea. It will save you 10%. A lot of people have affiliate codes with ColourPop, so obviously you can use any one that you want, but just make sure to use one when you're placing an order because it does save you 10% and it typically does work on new releases as well. So make sure to get that discount if you can. ColourPop also released 4 new cheek palettes. They released a bunch of these, I want to say a few months ago, and you know what? I don't love them. I just did a makeup declutter. I think that video went up yesterday, and I decluttered the 2 that I had in my collection. They sent me the initial launch in PR, and I think I passed a few of them along and didn't even try them out because they did have a really good shade range. There were lighter ones, medium toned ones, deeper ones, but I'm just not in love with the formula. I feel like it's okay. It performs well enough. There are just so many other cheek products in my collection I tend to reach for over their cheek palettes, and I'm just not typically in love with their pressed powder cheek products. It's weird because I love their pressed powder eyeshadows. I think they're so good, but their cheek products tend to be a little bit more, I don't know, like subtle, powdery. I feel like they don't last on my skin as well as their eyeshadows do. So I won't be buying these. What's the difference between these? Okay, so I think the initial ones they launched had 3 blushes and a Super Shock highlighter, and these look like they have a bronzer, 2 blushes, and then a Super Shock highlighter. So they're just a little bit different. They retail for $12 each. I know some people really like them, and if you do like a very, very subtle cheek product, you might like them for that reason, but for me, I just feel like they're not as good as like their Super Shock cheek products. I love those. Speaking of their Super Shock formula, I love the Super Shock shadows. They're so good. I reach for them every single week. So they did do a little Disney collection. This is the Heart of Gold Super Shock Shadow Kit. It comes with 12 different Super Shock shadows for $62. But it's $84 in value, but you can also purchase them separately for $7 each. I think it's a cute little Disney themed collection. There's a different Super Shock shadow for the different princesses. It almost seems like it would be a good release for the holidays, and they typically do a Super Shock shadow kit during the holiday season, so I'm sure we'll see another one during the holidays, but if you are a big Disney fan or you like these colors or you like Super Shock shadows, it might appeal to you. I like a couple of these. I like Touch the Sky. I think it's the princess from Brave. I can't remember her name. I kind of like half watched it when I was with my nieces once. And then I also like the Colors of the Wind one, which is a super pretty gold. So I might add those on next time I place a ColourPop order. I feel like I'm very behind on the Disney movies. I was asking my sister the other day, like which Disney princess was my niece's favorites, and one of them loves Rapunzel right now, and the other one loved Raya, which I haven't seen her movie either. I also haven't seen the movie Luca. I don't know, I don't tend to watch a lot of the Disney movies unless I'm with my nieces, so I feel like I need to catch up. Okay, last ColourPop release that I wanted to mention, they just launched mystery boxes. They did send me one in the mail as PR. I kind of unboxed it like I was going through it, and I feel like it does have a ton of good products in it. So if you guys want me to do a video, just let me know. I can post it on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. But they did launch these really big mystery boxes. I think they're probably trying to clear out their inventory a little bit. So they have a mega mystery box that's $89, but it's $200 in value. They also have a medium one, which is $49, but $100 in value. And then a smaller one, which is $29 and $61 in value. Now, the thing about mystery boxes is obviously you aren't going to know all of the products that you get inside. But if you're someone who likes to be surprised, maybe you like subscription boxes, this could be a great option for you. And again, if you want me to unbox the one, let me know. There were a lot of interesting products. I just glanced at it. I actually don't have, or I didn't have a lot of the products that I got in the mystery box. So I'm looking forward to trying some of them out. But again, you can use an affiliate code, which will save you 10% as well, which is a lot, especially if you're buying the one that's $89, because that will bring it down almost $10. Okay, so I thought this was an interesting release. I'm curious to hear your thoughts on this. I don't purchase from Morphe, but I saw this palette online and I totally thought it was a Too Faced palette until I read the description. This is identical to the Too Faced chocolate bar palettes and even some of their other releases, like even the mirror with the graphic inside looks like a Too Faced palette, but this is the Morphe Cherry Coke palette. I feel like Morphe has teamed up with Coca-Cola in the past to do a different palette, but I feel like if I remember right, it was just one of their regular, like really large palettes. So this seems like a new direction for them in terms of packaging, and I kind of like the tin packaging. I liked it when Too Faced did it. I think this is a lot more appealing than their really large palettes. And the color story is really pretty. So if this was a different brand, I'd probably buy it and try it out. It's only $24, which is significantly less than Too Faced. It's been years since I've tried a Morphe eyeshadow palette. I don't think I've tried them since Jaclyn Hill released like a bundle of her favorites as a palette, like way back in the day before she ever did like her special Morphe collaborations. And I feel like the formula was good. I don't know what it's like these days. It's funny because I feel like there are die-hard Coca-Cola fans out there. I'm not a big soda drinker, but I feel like there are people, like when I go out to eat with people, if it's like Pepsi and not Coke, they're like, no way, I don't even want it. And I also feel like there are those people who like collect Coca-Cola memorabilia. I just feel like I have this memory of being young and going over to a friend's house and their basement was just like decked out in Coca-Cola gear. So I don't know. I'm sure this appeals to cherry Coke lovers out there, but I also think the color story is pretty. Again, I won't be buying it. I don't purchase from Morphe at this point, but I just thought it was interesting because it did look so similar to the Too Faced palette. So I would love to hear your thoughts, what you guys think about this collection. Beautyblender just released a new product. For some reason, I feel like it's been a while since we've seen a new product launch from Beautyblender. This is the Bounce Liquid Whipped Cream Blush. It comes in 4 shades. So I do feel like this makes sense for the brand, and I think it makes sense for them to kind of expand. I can't imagine like just making the Beautyblender sponge was going to be as profitable as it was when it first launched, because now there are so many alternatives out there. I personally use the e.l.f. pink sponge, and then I also use the Real Technique sponge as well. So I haven't purchased the Beautyblender in years. But this is a very trendy launch. Everyone is coming out with cream blushes. I mean, obviously you can use your fingers or a brush to apply cream blush as well, but I do tend to prefer, well, I'll either use a sponge or I'll use a brush. It just kind of depends. But this is described as a hybrid cream to powder blush with hyaluronic acid and vitamin C. It's supposed to deliver a buildable wash of color for your cheeks and your lips. These look nice. I'm not opposed to trying them out. I just feel like I'm a little bit burnt out on cream blush right now. I feel like everyone is launching cream blushes, and I have a few formulas that work well for me. I really like the Milani cream blushes, the e.l.f. putty blushes. There are a couple of other ones in my collection, so I'm just not in a big hurry to try a bunch of new formulas these days, but they do look nice. They have a smaller shade range, but it does look like there are lighter ones and deeper ones. And I don't know, if you guys try them, I would love to hear your thoughts. $20 doesn't sound like too high of a price, but I think I'll be skipping over them for now. Buxom released a fall collection of lip glosses. There are 4 different shades. They're available now at Ulta Beauty for $21 each. I feel like I've rediscovered my love for Buxom glosses this year. They're just so good. They look so good on the lips. They make your lips look so smooth and even. They seem to stay in place a little bit better than other lip gloss formulas I've tried, and I've been wearing mine a lot lately. I don't know, I feel like since the holiday season is right around the corner, they'll probably be releasing like a good set with mini glosses like they typically do. I wish these 4 came as a mini set because that would have been such a fun set for the fall season. They are limited edition and they come in 2 special edition scents, a warm vanilla scent and a sweet pumpkin scent. I love these so much. I know that I don't need all 4 of them. The shade Pumpkin Chai Latte is so pretty. That one kind of looks like the perfect deeper nude, and a lot of the nude shades that I have from Buxom are on the lighter side, so I might grab that one since I've been wearing gloss a little bit more lately, and I don't know. I mean, I have to be honest, the pumpkin scent pulls me in. Juvia's Place released some new products. They have a brow gel for $12 that comes in 5 shades, a brow pencil for $12 that comes in 4 shades, and then a brow pen for $14 that comes in 4 shades. Oh, and there's also a brow palette. I think those are powders. I'm always up for trying new brow products, especially brow products that are on the more affordable side. I'm so glad that more brands are releasing brow pens because those are my favorite. Right now I'm using the NYX Lift and Snatch. I also like the Milani Weekend Brow. I kind of switch back and forth between those, but I feel like they make such a difference. So I think I will try some of these. I'm not in a hurry to grab them because I do have quite a few brow products in my makeup collection, but next time I'm placing an order at Ulta, I might throw 1 or 2 of them into my cart. The last product I want to mention is from a brand called OPV. I haven't tried anything from this brand, but a lot of you guys ask me to include some indie brands, some lesser known brands, just not all of like the typical brands that we usually see. So I've been trying to do that in these videos as well. It looks like this company is based in the UK and they just launched the Bloom palette. It's really pretty. It's available for £29 on their website. It looks like there is a mix of jewel tones and then warm toned mattes. There are actually some cooler, colorful mattes. Have you guys tried anything from this brand? This palette is really pretty, so I'm curious to hear your thoughts. I don't know. I don't think I'll grab this one just because I haven't been wearing as much colorful eyeshadow lately. But if you are interested in trying this out, I will link it in the description box below. It looks like they have a couple of other palettes on their website that are really nice too. Let me just take a look online and see if there's anything else that I wanted to mention. Okay, so I Heart Revolution has a new collection at Ulta. This is so cute. It's a Fruity Pebbles and Cocoa Pebbles collaboration. My husband Brady is next level obsessed with Fruity Pebbles. He talks about them all the time. It will be like 10 o'clock at night and he'll be like, I really want Fruity Pebbles, but we just don't keep them at our house because they wouldn't last very long. But there is this amazing ice cream store in New York City that we typically go to. It's down near Little Italy, which is like our favorite place to eat when we are in New York City. So we typically do go there afterwards and they make like this Fruity Pebble infused milkshake that is so, so good. So Fruity Pebbles are amazing, I will admit. And I think that this collection is so random, but so cute. I think they did such a good job with this. The eyeshadow palettes are really, really pretty. I like how the background of the palettes is just like Fruity Pebbles and Cocoa Pebbles. They also have some lip products, some brushes, body butters. Those probably smell amazing. I think this is such a fun, nostalgic collaboration. I mean, Fruity Pebbles are still around, but when I think of Fruity Pebbles, I just think of like childhood and Saturday mornings and like watching cartoons. So it's really cute. Oh, are those roller glosses? They have lip oils and lip glosses. So I don't know. I feel like it would be fun just to like throw one of those lip glosses in my cart next time I'm placing an order. The eyeshadow palettes are so fun, but I just don't know that I would use them very often. So this might have to be a collection that I admire from afar. I think it's so cute and so fun. And I hope they do more like this in the future. I think it's a fun idea. Okay, that is everything that I wanted to talk about in today's video. There are a lot of fun makeup products being released, and I feel like at this point for me, I feel like I can appreciate a really cute or fun makeup collection without feeling like I have to have it, which is a better feeling for sure. I wouldn't say that I have a minimal makeup collection by any means, but I've been trying to be a little bit more selective about what I actually buy. And I do review a lot of makeup on my channel, so my collection inevitably is a little bit bigger than it would be if I didn't have a YouTube channel. But for me these days, I feel like I've just been able to appreciate having a little bit less. Again, I won't say my collection is minimal by any means, but I do feel like I've been making an effort to just cut back on buying everything that I see and everything that appeals to me, and maybe just appreciating that it is a cute launch without feeling like I have to buy it, like I did with the Fruity Pebbles collection. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching today's video. I really appreciate it. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you very soon with a new one. Bye.